Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing the Build a Book tag, which was created by my wonderful friend Leanne from Literary Diversions. If you're not subscribed to her, you absolutely should be. She is a human ray of sunshine, and I'm sure you probably are because she's got a lot more subscribers than me. But please do go and check her out. I will leave her original tag video up here, and also I'll also link her channel in the description. So please go check her out and subscribe. She's absolutely wonderful. And she's created this really fun tag where you basically build your ideal book. So yeah, let's do the prompts. So question 1, genre. Recommend a book that reflects your ideal novel's genre and mood. So for me, I found recently that I'm really enjoying either a light sci-fi or a fantasy with or a contemporary with fabulism elements to it. So I like these kind of books to be like based in our world but have some like extra element woven in, and one of the best examples of that I've read recently is The Psychology of Time Travel by Kate Mascarenhas. This I've talked about quite a bit. Basically it's set in an alternative reality where back in the 60s a group of women discovered the secret to time travel, and we're now present day, and not everybody does time travel, don't have like a machine in your lounge, but you can qualify to become a time traveller. And we're following a woman who receives a death certificate in the post which is dated a year forward, and the name has been removed, and it's trying to work out who's died, have they been murdered, what's going on, and it's just got this really wonderful tone to it. It's beautifully written, it's got a female romance in it, and I just love it, and it's definitely the kind of thing that I would want to set my perfect book in. So question 2, main character. If you could pull a main character from any book on your shelves to read another novel about, who would it be? So at the time of filming, I have literally just finished reading A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. Buddy read this with my friend Kat from Brews and Reviews, and I was gifted it by my lovely friend Steph from Steph Loves. Anyone that I mention in this video will be linked below. And in it, the main character is Harper. You will have seen my wrap up by the time this video goes live. I really enjoyed this, gave it 4 stars, but my favourite thing about it was Harper. She is brave, she's strong, she doesn't wait around for other people to solve things. She's constantly making sure everybody else is okay, and I just think she was absolutely brilliant. There is obviously another book featuring her, which is A Heart So Fierce and Broken, which I'll be reading soon, and a 3rd book is due out, but I would definitely pull her for my novel. Right, question 3, supporting character. Who would be your main character's sidekick? So for this, I have gone for Eddie Flynn from the Steve Kavanagh series. This is 13, which is book 4, I think, in the series. This is a thriller, and it's a crime series. Can you see? Yeah, there's a couple more there. Basically Eddie Flynn is a lawyer I think he's in New York City, and he used to be a criminal and then he became a lawyer. He used to be like a hustler kind of thing, and I really like him because he's flawed but he's incredibly clever and really brave, and I think that he and Harper, sorry my books are falling over, he and Harper would make a really good team, and I think they'd have like good friendship chemistry together, so I would pick him. Let me get my notes. Question 4, trope. Which trope can you not get enough of? Recommend a couple of books that you love that have used this trope. I love a closed setting. I think it adds tension to a book, and it adds kind of intrigue, and it's that thing of like, especially in thrillers, which is obviously where this trope is used the most, it's definitely one of those where you know that the killer or the bad guy or whatever has to be someone that you've already met because they're shut in. So I've got loads of examples I could give for this, but the one that I've picked is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. This is set in a smart house. So a woman takes a job as a nanny. We know at the start of the novel that at least one of the children are dead and she's been accused of murder. And she basically takes this job looking after 3 kids in the Highlands. I think it's in Scotland. Am I right in saying that? I hope I am. But it's set in a smart house, so the whole house is controlled from an app, and stuff happens from there. And yeah, this is really tense, and I think part of the tension is that it's just set in the house. Yeah, so that's one of my favourite settings or favourite tropes, and that's a really good example of it. Question 5, plot twist. Which book has your favourite plot twist? So I love the like shock that you don't see coming, and the book that I'm going to suggest for this I know is a massive Marmite book. You either love it or hate it. I don't have a copy of it because I read it on audio, but it's Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. I loved that book. I know loads of people are like, it's ridiculous and it's completely far-fetched, but that is what I really, really enjoyed about it. I really can't tell you anything about it because it's one of those books you need to go in blind, and I don't want to accidentally spoil everything, but it's got several twists in it, and then the final twist at the end like just absolutely blew me away. So yeah, I love a really good like shock twist that you just don't see coming, and I think Sarah Pinborough did that really well in that book. Question 6, relationships. What kind of relationship is important in your book? Show us your favourite bookish example of this type of relationship. So for me, I absolutely love books that have found family in, and the example that I'm going to give is the Spinster trilogy plus the novella. I love the found family because obviously lots of people are lucky enough to be born into a family that they love and get on with, but not everyone is, and I love the thought that if you are unlucky with the family that you're born into, you can kind of find your people, and this is demonstrated really well in the Spinster trilogy, which starts with Am I Normal Yet?, followed by How Hard Can Love Be?, and then What's the Girl Gotta Do?, and then there's the little novella and A Happy New Year. Also, how beautiful is this cover? So yeah, I love the girls in these. They are very much like each other's found family, and they just support each other, and I love the strength of their friendship. And so yeah, a strong friendship slash found family is always my jam in a book. That's always the relationship I'm most interested in. I'm not massive on like romance. It's nice to have a romance, and there are some really good ones, but for me it's all about the friendship. Right, question 7. Which villain would you steal for your book? So I did have a good think about this, but for me, one of my favourite villains is Professor Umbridge, who appears in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. And I think for me, she's a really good villain because she's properly scary, but she doesn't look like a villain. She wears pink, and like J.K. Rowling describes her as having this like little giggle, and she looks very twee and very cute, but actually she is evil. And I think I've said before that I do have some issues with the way that J.K. Rowling writes, but I think one of the things she does really well is Professor Umbridge and the terror that she can inspire both in the kids and you as a reader. So yeah, I would pull her out of Order of the Phoenix and put her into my book. And the last question, ending. What kind of ending do you like the best? All wrapped up, open-ended, or something else? Give us an example of your favourite ending. So for me, I like endings that are wrapped up, so like all of the questions that you've had have been answered, because there's nothing more annoying to me than a thread that's been left unfinished. But I also like the feeling that the characters that you've been reading about will like continue after the end of the book and will carry on. That is also, side note, one of the reasons why I think Friends has got one of the best series ending, because they just kind of go to the coffee house and you know that they'll continue on like after the end of the episode, and I like that feeling with books as well. One of the best examples I've seen of that lately is Life After Life by Kate Atkinson, which I read in March. I don't have a copy of it because I've lent it to my mother-in-law, but that book is kind of a family, it's like it spans several generations, and it looks at various different members of the family and different possibilities, and the idea of like a bit like sliding doors, so like, you know, if you take this path, that's what's going to happen, but what if you rewound and did something different? And definitely at the end of that book, I had the feeling that the characters would continue on after the end of the page, and for me that's a sign of really good character building because they feel like real people. So yeah, that is my favourite kind of ending. And then finally, I'm going to tag some people who I would really like to see do this video. I'm going to tag Mary from Mary Among Stories, Lauren from She Is Such a Lauren, and Amy from Amy Myers. I'd love to see what kind of book you guys come up with, so please do this video. I'll also leave it as an open tag, so if you want to do it, you can say I tagged you, that's absolutely fine. Leave me a comment down below with your favourite kind of ending, because I think it can be, you know, people have lots of different opinions, so let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye!